As Jesus was led away, the soldiers seized Simon of Cyrene, placing the cross on him to carry behind Jesus. A large crowd followed, including grief-stricken women. Jesus turned to them saying, "Daughters of Jerusalem, don't weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children." 2 others, both criminals, were led out to be executed with him. At Golgotha, they crucified Jesus alongside the criminals. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they are doing." The soldiers cast lots for his clothing. The crowd watched, and leaders scoffed, saying, "He saved others. Let him save himself if he is really God's Messiah." One criminal mocked Jesus, but the other rebuked him, saying, "We deserve to die for our crimes, but this man hasn't done anything wrong." He then said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus replied, "I assure you, today you will be with me in paradise." By noon, darkness fell across the land until 3 o'clock. The curtain in the sanctuary of the temple was torn down the middle. Jesus called out, "Father, I entrust my spirit into your hands," and with those words, he breathed his last. As evening approached, Joseph of Arimathea, a respected member of the High Council, went to Pilate and asked for Jesus' body. Pilate was surprised Jesus was already dead and confirmed it with the Roman officer. Joseph bought a long sheet of linen cloth, took Jesus' body down from the cross, wrapped it in the cloth, and laid it in a tomb carved out of the rock. Then he rolled a stone in front of the entrance. Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother of Joseph saw where Jesus' body was laid. Early on Sunday morning, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and found the stone had been rolled away. She ran to Simon Peter and the other disciple, saying, "They have taken the Lord's body out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him." Peter and the other disciple ran to the tomb. The other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He stooped in and saw the linen wrappings but didn't go in. Then Peter arrived and went inside. He also noticed the linen wrappings and the cloth that had covered Jesus' head, folded up and lying apart. Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she looked in and saw 2 white-robed angels sitting at the head and foot of the place where Jesus' body had been lying. They asked, "Dear woman, why are you crying?" She turned to leave and saw someone standing there. It was Jesus, but she didn't recognize him. He asked, "Dear woman, why are you crying? Who are you looking for?" Thinking he was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have taken him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will go and get him." Jesus said, "Mary." She turned to him and cried out, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said, "Don't cling to me, for I haven't yet ascended to the Father, but go find my brothers and tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene found the disciples and told them, "I have seen the Lord." Then she gave them his message. That same day, 2 of Jesus' followers were walking to the village of Emmaus, which was about 7 miles from Jerusalem. As they walked, they discussed everything that had happened. Jesus himself suddenly came and began walking with them, but, they just didn't recognize him. They stopped, sadness written across their faces. One of them, Cleopas, replied, "You must be the only person in Jerusalem who hasn't heard about all the things that have happened there the last few days." Jesus asked, "What things?" They recounted the events of Jesus' crucifixion and the empty tomb. Then Jesus said, "You foolish people! You find it so hard to believe all that the prophets wrote in the scriptures." He explained what all the scriptures said about himself. By this time they were nearing Emmaus. They begged him to stay the night with them. As they sat down to eat, he took the bread and blessed it. Then he broke it and gave it to them. Suddenly their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. At that moment, he disappeared. They said to each other, "Didn't our hearts burn within us as he talked with us on the road and explained the scriptures to us?" That Sunday evening, the disciples were meeting behind locked doors because they were afraid of the Jewish leaders. Suddenly, Jesus was standing there among them. He said, "Peace be with you." As he spoke, he showed them the wounds in his hands and his side. They were filled with joy when they saw the Lord. One of the 12 disciples, Thomas, was not with the others when Jesus came. They told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he replied, "I won't believe it unless I see the nail wounds in his hands, put my fingers into them, and place my hand into the wound in his side." 8 days later, the disciples were together again, and this time, Thomas was with them. The doors were locked, but suddenly as before, Jesus was standing among them. He said, "Peace be with you."